Hi! Thanks for joining me for another video. This video is going to be about how I felt getting reacclimated to being back in the US after living 1 year in China. So the first thing that I noticed when I got off the plane was my phone lit up with things that I forgot that I had even used. And when I was in China, I had a VPN, so I used a lot of the apps that I would use here in the US, but I guess there was like more that I had that I didn't notice or wasn't able to use on the VPN. I'm not quite sure why my phone, there was just many apps that like kind of lit up and made sounds, and I was just like, what's going on? I didn't remember like actually downloading these apps before I left. I remember a few using some, but it was just a lot. And yeah, the different noises kind of threw me off with my phone. Also, another thing that was really different for me was I felt small when I got back here. I remember like sitting in the car when we finally had put all my bags and stuff when my mom came to pick me up, and I remember telling her that I felt like everyone was just bigger, you know, like everything just seemed larger. Like, I don't know, even buildings seemed larger, but it wasn't possible because it's not like, I don't know, the space just seemed more empty, I guess, is what I'm saying. And I felt like a larger person. And also, I know I felt like a larger person because there were a lot of people in China who were taller than me or bigger than me weight-wise or what have you. But the majority of the people were just smaller. So like, I noticed that a lot because I live there. But also when I would go and like purchase clothes, I would notice that like I was a woman's large, and I'm a kind of I'm a more petite person, so that was just a little, wow, it was just funny to see when I purchased clothes that it would be like a large. But yeah, when I got here, I just noticed that I felt smaller. Yeah. I also probably felt smaller in a way because I wasn't the focus. Like when I was in China, a lot of people would, you know, just definitely make eye contact with me. And, you know, it wouldn't just be a quick look, it would be like a stare. When I was in Liu Shui, it was a wow. You know, it was, there was a lot of focus wherever I would go, and then I come back here and it's just like, yeah, there's nothing special about me. I'm back home, so yeah. But yeah, I think maybe that's also why I felt smaller, because, you know, I wasn't a big deal. For a lot of people in China, I'm sure I may have been the first time that they saw a black woman. I think that a lot of people are more used to white foreigners in China, or the makeup of the people who are actually going to China is becoming, or is diverse, and more people are going to China to teach English and whatever else. So yeah, that's definitely changing. It's really cool to see diversity. Like, it's there's not a huge or not to the extent as here in the US. Wherever you go, you can see different facial features, and everyone just looks different, you know, from their height and their weight to the hair color and just their features. It's a very diverse country, a lot of different ethnicities, so it was really great to be back somewhere where there was a diverse makeup of people. So yeah, I really missed that. I missed sorry, I have a little tickle in my throat. It's so weird because it's such a beautiful day out, and like I don't feel sick, but I can tell that my throat's a little raspy. It was really cool to come back to the US and see various different types of features and styles, and yeah, and it was just great. It was really great. It was also wonderful to see ads in newspapers and magazines, on billboards, just in the airport, of like a diverse nature. That was really cool because you don't see that in China. You see a lot of Chinese people in ads, or you see a lot of white people in ads, and basically that's all you see. So it was cool to, or that's the majority of what you see. So it was nice to see a whole diverse makeup of people in advertisement. Yeah. The sky was a blue that I had never seen, really, in China. It was just a very bright, intense blue. I came into Detroit too, so. But yeah, I came into Detroit. That was my stop before I caught my flight to Myrtle Beach, but I was at Detroit actually overnight. I just remember like getting off of the plane and being like, wow, the sky is so blue. And then when the taxi was taking me to my hotel, I was just like, oh my gosh, just this intense blue that I had not seen in China. Maybe I didn't, trek far enough into the countrysides or what have you. I'm sure there's days when it gets just as blue in China as it does here in the US and what have you, but I did find that to be a rarity in the places that I stayed. In Liupan Shui, it was very kind of foggy a lot, because it was termed the cool city, because there was a lot of like mist and mountains, and there was also a lot of coal where I was in Liupan Shui, so they were like blowing up those mountains a lot throughout the day, so it was kind of like a gray sometimes. Well, a lot of the time it was a bit gray, but in Xiamen it was really beautiful. The sky was very pale blue. It wasn't like this bright, intense blue, but it was gorgeous. Xiamen was beautiful, very lovely place to be. I'm glad that I was fortunate to actually get to go there, and yeah. When I had my first meal, I ordered like a appetizer salad, and then I ordered a meal. It was like a pasta meal, and the salad came. I didn't think it was going to be that large, but it was enough for like my meal. And then my meal came, and that was enough for like 2 or 3 meals, the equivalent of 2 or 3 meals of what I was used to in China. So the portion sizes really threw me off, because in China they are much smaller. But I felt very satisfied throughout the day, and I ate a lot throughout the day in China. Like, I couldn't believe how much I ate. I felt like every other block I was just stopping and eating because things smelled so good. Or I wanted to try something that I had never tried before, or buy fruit that I had never tried before. So I feel like I was constantly eating in China. But yeah, I never felt like I was gaining any weight or anything, because the portion sizes were so small compared to what we get here in the US. They're pretty a good size. Yeah, I think a lot of people are really into quantity of what they get, sometimes more over than quality, because not every place you eat here in the US is great. But I will say every place that I ate in China was amazing. Like, I didn't have any bad experiences anywhere that I went. People really took pride in the cooking there, whereas it can be very hit or miss here in the States. Even places where, like, my kind of thing in China was to see where, oh my gosh. My thing in China was to kind of see where there was a lot of people and go to that place. So a lot of times here in North Carolina and South Carolina, I'll be like, oh, there are a lot of cars over there, so this place may be very, very good. That is not true. There's been many times where I've been tricked. I don't know why there's a lot of cars at these places, and they're not very good, but sometimes they just I think also a big thing here in the States is a lot of people like there's a lot of like buffets in this area, and sometimes they're just like filled with people, I think, just because it's a buffet. Like maybe people are getting their money's worth. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I've tried a few buffets that just, yeah. Well, those were just a few things that I noticed being here in the US. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below. I hope you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and yeah, I should make a video hopefully sometime soon. I'm super excited that I've done well, when I get this one edited, I'll have done 2 so far in a month's time. So hopefully a month's time. Hopefully it won't take me a while to edit this, but yeah, give me a thumbs up if you like this, and leave a comment below. Alright, till next time.